Rabier, Jan Kerkhoff, and Ruud de Moor organized the EVS and invited me to organize similar surveys in other parts of the world, which led to the founding of the WVS. Jamie Diaz-Medrano has done a superb job in archiving both the WVS and the EVS datasets and making them available to hundreds of thousands of users who have analyzed and downloaded the data from the WVS and EVS websites. I am grateful to John Miller, Arthur Lupia, Kenneth Coleman, and other colleagues at the University of Michigan for comments and suggestions. I am also grateful to Anna Cotter, Yuzhong Yang, and Anil Menon for superb research assistance, and I gratefully acknowledge support from the U.S. National Science Foundation, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, and the foreign ministries of Sweden and the Netherlands, each of which supported fieldwork for the WVS in a number of countries where funding from local sources was unavailable. I also thank the Russian Ministry of Education and Science for a grant that made it possible to found the Laboratory for Comparative Social Research at the Higher School of Economics in Moscow and St. Petersburg, and to carry out the WVS in Russia and several Soviet successor countries. Finally, I am grateful to the University of Michigan's Amy and Alan Lowenstein Professorship in Democracy and Human Rights, which supported research assistance for this work. 1. The shift from pro-fertility norms to individual choice norms. Secularization has recently accelerated in most countries for reasons inherent in the current phase of modernization. This book tests this claim against empirical evidence from surveys carried out from 1981 to 2020 in over 100 countries containing more than 90% of the world's population and covering all major cultural zones. This chapter gives an overview of the book's findings. The empirical evidence is presented in subsequent chapters. Secularization recently accelerated. Not long ago, Norris and Inglehart analyzed religious change in 49 countries, from which a substantial time series of survey evidence was available from 1981 to 2007. These countries contain 60% of the world's population. They found that the publics of 33 out of 49 countries had become more religious during this period. When these same 49 countries were re-examined in 2020, the trend toward rising religiosity had reversed itself. As Figure 1.1 indicates, in 2020, the publics of only 6 countries showed net gains in religiosity since 2007. One showed no significant change, and the publics of 42 countries had become less religious from 2007 to 2020. For many years, the U.S. has been cited as the key piece of evidence demonstrating that even highly modernized countries can be strongly religious. But since 2007, the U.S. has been secularizing more rapidly than any other country for which we have data. Its level has fallen substantially by virtually every measure of religiosity, and by one widely recognized criterion, it now ranks as the 12th least religious country in the world. There are several reasons secularization is accelerating. One generally overlooked cause springs from the fact that, for many centuries, a coherent set of pro-fertility norms evolved in most countries that assigns women the role of producing as many children as possible and discourages divorce, abortion, homosexuality, contraception, and any other form of sexual behavior not linked with reproduction. Virtually all major world religions instill pro-fertility norms, which helped societies survive when facing high infant mortality and low life expectancy. These norms require people to suppress strong natural urges, but are no longer needed for societal survival, and are rapidly giving way to individual choice norms, supporting gender equality and tolerance of divorce, abortion, and homosexuality. Pro-fertility norms